Bonjour, Mesdames et Messieurs. My name is Helena Tenorio. I'm from the Brazilian Development Bank, and I'm very glad to participate in such an important conference. I'd like to thank Mr. Ahmed Bonfou and Caisse de Dépôt for the invitation. Unfortunately, I can't be in person with you, but thanks to technology, I can be in a video conference. My presentation will take just 10 minutes, and I will talk just a few minutes and introduce the Brazilian Development Bank. I think BNDES has a lot in common with Caisse de Dépôt. Although we are a little younger, I know that you're celebrating the 200th anniversary this year. I think both institutions has a similar goal to promote the development of our nations. We are also 100% state-owned company, and we are the main provider of long-term financing in Brazil. Actually, Brazil lives a very peculiar situation, economic situation. We have one of the most higher interest rate in the world, and it turns us to be a short-term view finance. So BNDES is the main provider and almost the only one provider of long-term financing in Brazil. Our emphasis is in financing investment projects and to support small and medium-sized companies, SMEs. To have an idea of our size and the importance of BNDES in the Brazilian economy, our annual disbursement is around $39 billion. And in terms of total assets, in 2015, we had 272 billion in assets. So this is just to compare how the mission of a development bank changed through the time and how we need to adapt it to the challenges of development. Nowadays, the priorities of BNDES are innovation, sustainability, and small business. So given these new missions to finance innovations, SMEs, and sustainable projects, it's normal the question of what's the role of the public agents in this new world. Somebody may say that we are a bureaucracy, so we are not part of this new technological world. But I particularly prefer the approach of Mariana Mazzucato. In her book, The Entrepreneur State, Mariana Mazzucato talks about the importance of public policies to develop, to foster the innovation, particularly in SMEs. Mariana gives a lot of examples from the United States, from England for the whole world, and uses the examples of famous iPhone and pharmaceuticals industries. And also Mariana talks about the BNDES experience in sharing risks, but also in having rewards. Because along the register of BNDES, we are able to give financing to startup and innovative projects that returns in terms of profit. So our investments were risky, but very profitable. Together with Mariana Mazzucato's argument, I brought here also some figures about the green economy. As you can see in this chart, who really funds the green revolution was development finance institutions or other public actors has the main role in financing this all climate change adaptations. I could talk a lot of things about BNDES approach to intangibles assets, but I choose to talk about the innovation policies. Our innovation policy dates from 2008. Here you can see our statement. I would call your attention for the objective that is the capacity building and the development of innovative environmentals. This is different from the old view of a linear process of innovation, starting with R&D and so on. The basic concept here is the concept of an innovation system that includes the idea of an interaction among the agents, and it's also dependent on the context they are part of. So it's include the space, the macro, cultural, the institutional, the policy framework they are located in. So it becomes more relevant to understand the idiosyncrasies of the space. They have difference in cognitive ways of dialogue and learning, and of course in regulatory systems. So it's fundamental to explaining the difference in acquiring, using, and disseminating the knowledge, especially the tacit knowledge. Therefore, the main policy implication of understanding innovation as a contextualized, cumulative, non-linear, and systemic process are very significant and suggest the imperative need to design and implement adequate policies of coordination of local, regional, and national development strategy. From concepts to numbers. As I mentioned before, the BNDES total disbursement in 2015 was around $39 billion. The disbursement only to innovation projects was $1.8 billion, and to software design, $60 million. It corresponds to a small part of the total financing of BNDES because BNDES financing the infrastructure projects in Brazil, like subways, hydro plants, and the export of aircrafts. Those, of course, correspond to a bigger amount of money. Although it's still reduced in relative terms, the innovation disbursement has been growing during the years, and I hope it continues. Now the disbursement in terms of local distribution. The first chart shows the direct operations. I mean, the one that the loans are analyzed directly by BNDES. There is a natural concentration on the more developed cities. The other map shows the BNDES card, which I will explain in a moment. But it's clear here the difference between them in terms of cities covered. This slide sums up the mix of instruments that we have to support innovation projects. It's very important for us to have more than one financial instrument, since we believe that the normal or the common credit offline, it's not the best instrument to finance innovation, especially when we are talking about small and medium enterprises. So we classified the instruments by size of the company. As you can see, we have a seed money fund, the CRIATEC, which is great because it gives also a management support to SME, but we are able to do just a small numbers of operations per year. When we talk about a great number of operations that reach a lot of SMEs, we developed a new instrument which is called BNDES card that I will talk a little later. And we also have a new an innovative approach for SMEs that proves to be innovative ones with a special credit line and a special guarantee fund. For larger enterprises, we have the common line of credit, but we also have the company shares. I mentioned that through this share, we're able to have profits that returns to the bank, and then we can refinance other projects. One new instrument that we are still beginning and work on is that one, the Technology Solutions Acquisition. It's an internet platform where there are a lot of technological services that clients and companies can buy it directly through the internet using the credit of line that they have with BNDES. So the BNDES card, it's really a card, a credit card. Actually, it uses the Visa and MasterCard flags. They are only for small and medium enterprises, and they are more than a credit card. They use it as a platform where they can find products and technological services that they can buy, included the costs of patent register. And the second one that I think it's very interesting and new is the line of credit for innovative SMEs. What changed here, it's really the assessment analysis. We don't focus on the project or in the rate system, but we focus on the innovative merit of the company. And we cannot do that alone. So we construct some partnership in order to collect a lot of information from these partners and use that to classify the company as less or more innovative. So here we have some inspiring histories. We need them, we are very proud of them, being part of it, beginning with our famous Embraer aircraft, but we also have smaller companies like the games company, like our animation, Peixonauta, who is running in Discovery Kids nowadays, the green and the new models of constructions, and we are particularly proud of the small company that creates that skin cancer treatment. Another successful example, more related to regional approach, is the Amazon Fund. It works through grants, and it's destined to combat the deforestation of Amazon forest. It was consider all the coordination aspects that a regional policy should have. To finalize, let me come back to the beginning of my presentation when I said that we need to transform ourselves. We were created in the beginning of the Brazilian infant industrialization, and nowadays we are facing a much more complex economy. So we must be flexible and create new competences each day. We need not only to promote innovation, but also to be innovative. We need to come up with a new approach, new ideas in terms of analytical framework, methodologies, indicators, and models, taking into account the role of history and geography, the local competences and culture. I truly believe that our main role in this new economy is to be patient, a kind of patient capital, to have long-term planning, long-term view, and deal with the short-term uncertainty. Thank you very much. You have my contacts if you have any questions, if you like some future exchange, please feel free to contact me, unfortunately, but by email, but I will be very happy to answer it.